Hey guys, welcome to Black Games United. Welcome to another video, and today it's time to talk about FIFA the Best. The awards are gonna be having nominated right now for the men's, the women's, and the coaches, and it's very interesting to see some of the names that make it into the list. I'm gonna be talking exclusively about the men's players vote and about the men's coach vote because it's the one that I follow the most. Not saying that the women's is not important at all, but I just don't follow up with the women's, and basically all that I saw of women's football has been a little bit of Barcelona like feminine season and the World Cup and the Women's World Cup, which I saw a little bit of. Other than that, I'm not able to give my opinion on it, so I will not be giving my opinion on it. So let's get into the video. Let's say like the candidates and about who for me deserves to win this trophy for the players and for the coaches, and let's look at it in depth. I think that it's pretty obvious for who the player should be that wins the award, and also the coaches. There is some good candidates, and I'll be talking about in depth about them. So let's go through the players one. For the 10 players nominated for the FIFA Best, it's Cristiano Ronaldo, Frankie de Jong, Matthijs de Ligt, Eden Hazard, Sadio Mane, Kylian Mbappe, Lionel Messi, Mohamed Salah, and Virgil van Dijk. And for the coaches, it is Jamel Belmadi, the Algeria coach, Didier Deschamps, the French national team coach, Marcelo Gallardo, current coach of River Plate, Ricardo Gareca, who did a fantastic job with Peru, Pep Guardiola, Manchester City manager, Jurgen Klopp, the Liverpool manager, Pochettino, the Tottenham manager, Fernando Santos, the Portuguese manager who won the Cup of Nations, Erik ten Hag, current Ajax manager, and Tite, the current manager of the winning Brazil of the Copa America. Now, I'm going to start with the coaches because I believe that I'm not going to talk about it as much as with the players because I think the players is way more controversial on how the voting could go. So I'm going to start with the players. I'm going to start with the coaches, and I'll finish with the players. So, for the best coaches in the world this past season, and this is something we have to evaluate. What are we evaluating? We're evaluating 2018-2019 season. So a whole football calendar year is what we're evaluating. We're not evaluating the concept of the FIFA Ballon d'Or, which is from the whole 2019 year. We're evaluating from the September 2018 or August 2018 to May or June 2019. So with that in mind, we are gonna go with the names again. And I believe that the ones that really stand out are Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, obviously. I think that, yes, Algeria did a good job on winning the Cup of Nations, the African Cup of Nations. Didier Deschamps, I am not too sure that he's done anything spectacular this particular season. He didn't participate in any big tournaments. He wasn't in the UEFA Nations League. So I would discount them. I think Gareca did a fantastic job with Peru, especially with the project he's building, reaching a final. It's been absolutely class to see that Peru side plays really well. Gallardo did pretty well. He did win that Copa Libertadores at the Bernabeu against Boca Juniors. Again, of merit. I think that Pochettino it's starting to show fruits of his great project. This criticism that he gets that he hasn't won anything and that he cannot be a great manager without winning anything, it's a lot of crap. You can obviously be a good manager without winning trophies. It's about the project that you're building. Are you expected to challenge for the Premier League title? No, you're not. But he in some way is challenging for the Champions League title, reach the final, and play some pretty decent football throughout the season by developing really good and young talented players. Fernando Santos, the same as the champs. He did win the UEFA Nations League, but it is like, you know, a sporadic tournament which is not really of importance in my opinion, at least. Erik ten Hag, one of the standout names of the list, and he did have a really great season with Ajax, winning the domestic double, reaching the Champions League semi-final, and didn't reach in the final by a little bit, by a bit of bad luck against Tottenham Hotspur. I think that Ten Hag could be a candidate to be in this list. I just think that the two other candidates in this list did more merit, but definitely could develop into one of the best coaches in the world, and we'll see where his future lies in the coming seasons. I think that Tite winning with Brazil the Copa America again is a job of really good merit, but Brazil didn't particularly set the world alight. I don't think there was a particular team in the Copa America other than Peru that overachieved or that did more than was expected. I think Brazil were the favorites going into the tournament and did win the tournament, but didn't play as brilliantly as I maybe would have expected them to. So, putting the argument against Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp is going to be very complicated, because I know that some people value more the Premier League title, some people value more the Champions League title. But let's go through the tournaments the seasons that these two managers have, and in comparison to the players, where the players are individuals and therefore should be evaluated by their individual performances, coaches should be evaluating how their team performed during the season and how they tried to play, were they effective in the moments that they had to, show what they're getting paid for. And I think that Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp were really successful managers. That Jurgen Klopp, he did not win a Premier League title by just a point, and it just shows the great merit that this Premier League season had to offer. So my winner for the best FIFA the men's coach is to Pep Guardiola. I think that winning 4 trophies and Community Shield is a trophy. If it isn't a trophy of merit, then don't play it. If it's only good if you lose it, then don't play it. Then eliminate the trophy if it's not of merit. But then he won 4 trophies: the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League title, and the Community Shield. And Jurgen Klopp won the UEFA Champions League 4-1. I think that competing in all fronts, and Manchester did compete in all fronts. They got eliminated. They got eliminated on a waste goal against Tottenham Hotspur. So until the end, they were battling it out all the time, and their football has been absolutely fantastic. Seeing that team it reminds me of what Barcelona could have been. Jurgen Klopp again, not taking any merit out of him. Fantastic job that he's done with the Liverpool side. A few years ago, not even competing for, even fighting to get into top 4, and now he's battling it out for 90-something points in the Premier League. That is absolutely world class to see. It was a great Premier League campaign, and I think the best one that the competition has ever seen. Also, that amazing comeback against Barcelona, having the courage to just take it all the way, and doesn't matter what the result is, just go ahead and play and do your best, and that's what football is all about. With all said and done, I think that Pep Guardiola, because of the trophies that he's won, because of the football that he's performed, and because he battled out in all fronts, barely but surely, for me, should win the FIFA the best men's coach. Now, for the players, I'm gonna divide this in the ones are the 3 best candidates to win the award, and then some of the players that are of good merit to get into this list, and some others that I don't think, in my opinion, are of merit, that you're forgetting, especially 2 key players that for me should be in this list and are not. Let's start with the players, saying that Frankie de Jong, Matthijs de Ligt, Sadio Mane, and Eden Hazard all had fantastic seasons. I think that they all are of merit in getting to this list. Eden Hazard, I know that some people criticize that he's only won the Europa League, but again, during the Premier League season, did have a lot of good moments and was crucial for Chelsea to reach in the top 4. Did have some downs, but overall, he is one of the best players in the world, and for last season alone, he was definitely one of the best players in the world. Frankie de Jong, Matthijs de Ligt, key for that Ajax success last season, reaching the semi-finals, almost reaching the final, winning the domestic double again. Fantastic job from them both. They also earned themselves new moves to Barcelona and Juventus respectively. I think I have a lot of trust in Frankie de Jong next season, but in my opinion, all these players that I've listed are not close. Like, they shouldn't be close to winning the Ballon d'Or. Sadio Mane again with Liverpool did a fantastic job, but again, it's just they had a really good job. Definitely some of the best in the world, but there's a higher ceiling than what they performed this season. I think that some strange inclusions for this list are Kylian Mbappe, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Harry Kane especially. Cristiano Ronaldo and Mbappe, you can understand kind of why they're in this list. Like, and I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be in this list. Just saying that compared to the names that you left out, I think it's surprising that you see especially Harry Kane in the list, because he wasn't even the best player, most critical player for Tottenham Hotspur in this season. He's the most valuable, not the best performer, which was Heung-min Son for them. Or even you had the likes of Eriksen performed quite well during the season. Dele Alli was crucial moments during the season. Hugo Lloris didn't make as many mistakes as he normally does. But for me, Son, if you're going to put a Tottenham Hotspur player for this list, you put Heung-min Son. I think that he clearly overperformed in the season, or he showed why he's not he's underrated. I think Harry Kane spent most of the season injured, and he's more than what he's shown, definitely. Cristiano Ronaldo and Mbappe are difficult cases because they didn't have bad seasons. Mbappe had a great season, and Cristiano Ronaldo had a really good season. Like, it's not what you expected of Ronaldo, not the numbers that you expected, but did perform well. But you have to say that Juventus did not do as well as they should have for the money that he was brought in. Although it's not his fault, the money that he was brought in for. I just think that the exclusions of Raheem Sterling and Bernardo Silva out of this list it's not ideal. Like, Mbappe had a great season, but again, in the Champions League, not far enough, and only winning the French Super Cup and Ligue 1 is, in my opinion, not enough. Like, yes, he did have, and titles are not everything, but they should be sort of taken into account. But yes, he had a fantastic season individually. He scored a lot of goals, provided a lot of assists, was really important for his team, and I cannot completely understand what they both are in this list. Then you have the likes of Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Lionel Messi, with the order that I would put them on. Virgil van Dijk on, still deciding between Salah and Van Dijk for that second and third, but I think that Virgil van Dijk would be third, Salah second, and Messi first. I think that I would put Salah over Van Dijk just because he was really important for all the success that Liverpool had this season. Not that Van Dijk wasn't, but I think that Salah, even though he didn't score the amount of goals he did the season before that, he was still really crucial, putting those great dribbling numbers, key passes, all that pace, all that. He was always also the key man. Remember that when you have a player like Salah or Messi that drags so much attention, it allows for other players like the same Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino to get more into the score sheet because they have less pressure on them, because all the pressure is being driven out around Mohamed Salah. Van Dijk, again, fantastic job. He was a defensive wall, the best defender in the world. And to me, he was better than Piqué, he was better than De Ligt. For example, Piqué is another player that should be in this list. If you're putting in De Ligt, in my opinion, Piqué was better and had a better season than Matthijs De Ligt. Not by a lot, but it's something to take into account. And for me, let's talk about the best player in the world and the best player in history, Lionel Messi. And he deserves to win every individual award that is to recognize the best individual performance from a player in a year. Like, Messi, since the 2008-2009 season, should be winning every award possible for the best player of a single campaign. So it is an embarrassment that he has 5 Ballon d'Ors and Cristiano Ronaldo has the same amount of Ballon d'Ors, and that even he has more amount of individual trophies and recognitions for the best player in the world. And I just think that it's become a joke. Like, this kind of awards will become a joke. If Messi doesn't win it, it's going to be an embarrassment. There will be a video about it if whether he wins or not, there will be a debate about it. The tone of the video will be very different from each other, obviously. But again, Messi being the best goal scorer of the season, best creator, best dribbler, one of the best assisters in the world. He was determining the Champions League. He was very important against the Manchester United games, Liverpool games. He did his all, try to be the best in the world, and achieved in doing so, because he is the best in the world and has been since 2008, 2009, and should be winning all the awards possible, trying to name the best player in the world. So, with all said and done, leave me your opinions in the comment section below. Who do you think should be named the best coach of the season, and who especially should be named the best player in the season? Do you agree with my list? Do you agree not? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Blaugranas.